Moving from theory into practice. Previewing the audiobook structure builds confidence, and the ultimate concept to grasp is how compounding fuels long-term wealth growth. Many professionals discover that they underestimate the power of compounding and delay investing, missing out on years of potential growth. Think of the moment when you learned about compounding and realized how much money you could have made if you had started investing earlier. The first thing to grasp is that compounding is the process of earning returns on your initial investment, as well as on the accumulated interest or gains. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, growing larger and larger as it picks up more snow. Another factor that changes everything is that the earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to compound. Even small amounts invested consistently over long periods can grow into substantial wealth. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their understanding and appreciation of the power of compounding. They understand that time is their greatest asset, and they start investing early to take full advantage of the benefits of compounding. One shift that accelerates progress is to shift your thinking from short-term gains to long-term growth. Understand that investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Estimate the impact of compounding on a sample investment over 20 years. Use an online calculator to see how much a small monthly investment can grow over time, assuming a reasonable rate of return. Consistent compounding creates enduring command. Start simply. Scale strategically. Chapter 1. Building your financial runway. Expense reduction. Meet David, a talented graphic designer, trapped in a soul-crushing job. He dreams of launching his own freelance business, but the fear of financial instability paralyzes him. He believes he needs a massive pile of savings before he can take the leap. What he doesn't realize is that he's overlooking a crucial first step: meticulously analyzing his expenses and identifying areas for reduction. David, like many, underestimates how dramatically he could shorten his runway simply by optimizing his spending habits. His freedom awaits, just a few smart cuts away. Many professionals discover that building a financial runway starts with understanding where your money is going. The first thing to grasp is that tracking your expenses is essential for gaining control of your finances. Another factor that changes everything is that reducing expenses frees up capital that can be used for investing or for building a financial cushion to pursue new opportunities. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their awareness of their spending habits and their commitment to living below their means. One shift that accelerates progress is focusing on cutting unnecessary expenses, not on depriving yourself. Here's your action step. Use a budgeting app to track spending for 1 week. At the end of the week, analyze your spending and identify areas where you can cut back. Expense awareness accelerates runway clearance. Track rigorously. Trim strategically. With that foundation in place, tracking expenses provides valuable data, and the next essential step is to distinguish between essential and discretionary spending. Many professionals discover that they are spending a significant portion of their income on things they don't truly need, hindering their ability to save and invest. Think of the moment when you realized how much money you were spending on takeout coffee or subscription services you barely use. The first thing to grasp is that distinguishing between needs and wants is crucial for prioritizing your spending. Another factor that changes everything is that focusing on cutting discretionary expenses, rather than essential expenses, can free up capital without significantly impacting your quality of life. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to prioritize needs over wants. One shift that accelerates progress is learning the difference between true happiness and fleeting pleasure. Here's your action step. Categorize your expenses as needs or wants and identify 3 areas where you can cut back. Needs covered create wealth uncovered. Prioritize strategically. Prosper substantially. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Distinguishing needs from wants clarifies priorities, and the next actionable step is to negotiate better rates with your service providers. Many professionals simply accept the rates they are given without realizing that they have the power to negotiate lower bills. Think of the moment when you paid your internet bill without questioning the price, unaware that you could potentially save money by calling and negotiating a better deal. The first thing to grasp is that negotiation is a valuable skill that can save you a significant amount of money over time. Another factor that changes everything is that small savings add up. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive approach to managing their expenses. They understand that every dollar saved is a dollar earned, and they are willing to put in the effort to negotiate better rates and find ways to reduce their bills. One shift that accelerates progress is realizing that your service providers want to keep you as a customer and are often willing to offer discounts or promotions to retain your business. Here's your action step. Call one service provider and negotiate a lower monthly bill. Whether it's your internet provider, your cable company, or your insurance company, make a call and see if you can negotiate a better rate. Negotiated savings create accelerated stability. Advocate assertively. Achieve affordably. Now here's where the real shift begins. Negotiating rates improves cash flow, and the next critical step is to automate transfers to your investment account. Many professionals discover that they struggle to save and invest consistently because they rely on willpower, which is often unreliable. Think of the moment when you intended to transfer money to your investment account, but then you spent it on something else instead. The first thing to grasp is that automation is a powerful tool for building wealth, because it removes the need for willpower. Another factor that changes everything is that the key to successful investing is consistency, not perfection. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to automate their savings and investments. They understand that automation is a powerful tool for building wealth and achieving their financial goals. One shift that accelerates progress is to pay yourself first. Set a monthly transfer to your savings and investment account. Here's your action step. Set up an automatic transfer to a brokerage account. Decide on an amount that you can comfortably afford, and set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your investment account. Automated investing enables accelerated independence. Automate reliably. Reach retirement. Moving from theory into practice. Automating your investing builds momentum, and the most important mindset shift is to embrace frugality as a powerful means to achieving your financial goals. Many professionals discover that they equate frugality with deprivation or a lack of success. Think of the moment when you felt embarrassed to drive an older car or wear clothes from a discount store, fearing that others would judge you. The first thing to grasp is that frugality is not about sacrificing your happiness or well-being. It's about making conscious choices about how you spend your money, aligning your spending with your values, and prioritizing things that truly matter to you. Another factor that changes everything is that frugality empowers you to build wealth faster, reduce stress, and pursue your passions with greater freedom. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their mindset about money. They understand that frugality is a tool, not a punishment, and they embrace it as a path to financial independence and a more fulfilling life. One shift that accelerates progress is to view frugality not as a restriction, but as an opportunity to live more intentionally and purposefulully. Here's your action step. List 3 benefits of living below your means. Considering all of these benefits creates commitment to congruent contributions. Embrace frugality freely. Elevate financially. Chapter 2. Picking high-leverage income skills for side hustles. Maria, a brilliant software engineer, felt stuck. Her salary was good but capped. Endless meetings and bureaucratic hurdles stifled her creativity. She longed for more autonomy and income potential. Then, she noticed a growing demand for cybersecurity skills in her city, fueled by small businesses struggling to protect themselves from cyber threats. Maria, like so many, needed to shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset and leverage her technical foundation to acquire a high-demand skill set. Many professionals discover that side hustles are a powerful way to boost income, gain new skills, and explore new career paths. The first thing to grasp is that high-leverage income skills are those that allow you to earn more per hour than a typical job. Another factor that changes everything is spotting market needs that can be filled with your skills. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify and capitalize on these opportunities. One shift that accelerates progress is thinking of skills as assets that can be deployed in multiple ways. Here's your action step. List 3 in-demand skills in your area. What skills are employers and clients actively seeking? This will give you a starting point for identifying high-leverage income opportunities. Skill identification ignites income ignition. Discover deliberately, deliver decisively. With that foundation in place, identifying market needs is crucial, and the next essential step is to identify your existing skills and how they translate into income-generating opportunities. Many professionals underestimate their abilities and overlook hidden talents that can be monetized. Think of the moment when you dismissed a skill as just something I'm good at, without realizing its potential value in the marketplace. The first thing to grasp is that your existing skills are valuable assets that can be leveraged to create income. Another factor that changes everything is inventorying your core competencies. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to recognize and leverage their skills to create value for others. One shift that accelerates progress is thinking of your skills as a portfolio of assets that can be combined and repurposed to meet different needs. Here's your action step. Write a list of your strongest skills. Don't be modest. What are you naturally good at? What do people compliment you on? What tasks do you enjoy doing? Comprehensive competence creates confident contribution. Assess accurately. Apply adeptly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Identifying your core competencies provides a foundation, and the next practical step is to focus on efficiency when acquiring new skills. Many professionals believe they need to spend years in formal education to learn new skills. Think of the moment when you dismissed the idea of learning a new skill because you thought it would take too much time and effort. The first thing to grasp is that targeted online resources can provide a fast and effective way to acquire new skills. Another factor that changes everything is that you don't need to become an expert in everything. Many professionals discover that focusing on efficiency when acquiring new skills is a high-yield strategy. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to learn quickly and effectively. They understand that time is their most valuable asset, and they are always looking for ways to accelerate their learning. One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on learning the specific skills you need for a particular project or opportunity. Here's your action step. Research one online course to improve a specific skill. Identify a skill that would be valuable for a side hustle or a new career path, and research online courses that can help you acquire that skill. Targeted training yields transformative transactions. Learn strategically. Leverage successfully. Now here's where the real shift begins. Efficient skill acquisition accelerates competence, and the next vital step is to package your skills into sellable services or products. Many professionals struggle to monetize their skills because they don't know how to present them in a way that is appealing to customers or clients. Think of the moment when you struggled to explain the value of your skills to a potential client. The first thing to grasp is that your skills are only valuable if you can use them to solve problems or provide value to others. Another factor that changes everything is focusing on the value proposition. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to clearly articulate the value they offer to their clients or customers. One shift that accelerates progress is to think of your skills as solutions to specific problems that people are willing to pay for. Here's your action step. Draft a concise offer based on your strongest skill. What problem can you solve? What value can you provide? Focus on the benefits, not just the features. Valuable packaging provides viable purchasing. Frame persuasively. Flourish profitably. Moving from theory into practice. Valuable packaging enhances market reception, and the most important activation step is to develop a strategy to turn your skills into income. Many professionals discover that they hesitate to launch their services or products because they are waiting for perfection. Think of the moment when you delayed launching a project because you thought it wasn't quite ready yet. The first thing to grasp is that done is better than perfect. Another factor that changes everything is creating your first offering is a major milestone on your path to financial freedom. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their willingness to take action and learn from their mistakes. They understand that perfection is an illusion and that progress comes from taking consistent action. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on creating a minimum viable product or service that you can launch quickly and iterate on based on customer feedback. Here's your action step. Plan the launch of your first paid offering within 30 days. Set a deadline and commit to launching something, even if it's not perfect. Consistent client creation delivers constant career elevation. Plan deliberately. Profit dependably. Chapter 3. Salary negotiation. Maximizing your earning potential. John, a seasoned project manager, accepted his latest job offer without negotiating. He was grateful for the opportunity and didn't want to risk losing it by asking for more money. Months later, he discovered that his colleagues with similar experience were earning significantly more. John, like many, left money on the table due to a lack of confidence and negotiation skills. Many professionals discover that salary negotiation is an essential skill for maximizing their earning potential. The first thing to grasp is that your salary is not fixed. Another factor that changes everything is knowing your market rate based on your role and experience. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their willingness to negotiate their salary and benefits. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing salary negotiation as a conversation, not a confrontation. Here's your action step. Research salary ranges for your position using online tools like Glassdoor, Salary.com, and PayScale. Knowing your market rate will empower you to negotiate with confidence. Informed invocation increases income innovation. Investigate insightfully. Implement intelligently. With that foundation in place, knowing your market rate is powerful knowledge, and the next essential step is to prepare your arguments and desired compensation package. Many professionals go into salary negotiations unprepared, lacking a clear understanding of what they want and why they deserve it. Think of the moment when you fumbled during a salary negotiation because you hadn't prepared your talking points in advance. The first thing to grasp is that preparation is key to a successful salary negotiation. Another factor that changes everything is practicing your talking points. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to clearly articulate their value and confidently negotiate their compensation. One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on the value you bring to the organization, not just your needs or desires. Here's your action step. Write down 3 reasons you deserve a higher salary. This will help you build your confidence and prepare you to articulate your value during the negotiation. Justified judgment jumps jobs judiciously. Rehearse respectfully. Realize rewardingly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Articulating your value is crucial, and the next preparation step is to anticipate common negotiation challenges. Many professionals are caught off guard by objections or counterarguments, leading to a weaker negotiation position. Think of the moment when you were asked a tough question during a salary negotiation and didn't know how to respond. The first thing to grasp is that anticipating objections is a critical part of the preparation process. Another factor that changes everything is rehearsing your counterarguments. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to remain calm and composed under pressure. One shift that accelerates progress is to reframe objections as opportunities to further clarify your value and demonstrate your problem-solving skills. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. List 3 potential objections to your salary request. For example, they might say the budget is limited, or your experience doesn't quite align with the role. Then, write down your prepared responses to each objection. Robust rebuttals. Reinforce righteous results. Project proactively. Promote persuasively. Now here's where the real shift begins. Preparing counterarguments strengthens your resolve, and the next element to grasp is considering benefits beyond salary. Many professionals focus solely on the base salary, overlooking the value of other benefits that can significantly impact their overall compensation package. Think of the moment when you accepted a job offer based on the salary alone, only to later realize that the benefits package was subpar compared to other companies. The first thing to grasp is that benefits can be a valuable part of your compensation. Another factor that changes everything is exploring all available benefits. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to negotiate a comprehensive compensation package that meets their needs. One shift that accelerates progress is to view your compensation as more than just a salary. It's a total package of value that includes salary, benefits, and opportunities for growth and development. Here's your action step. List the top 3 benefits you want from your employer. This will help you prioritize your needs and negotiate effectively. Broad benefits bolster brilliant boundaries. Prioritize prudently. Procure perfectly. Moving from theory into practice. Knowing what benefits matter focuses your negotiation, and the next critical step is to maintain a professional and respectful demeanor. Many professionals sabotage their salary negotiations by becoming aggressive or confrontational, damaging their rapport with the hiring manager. Think of the moment when you let your emotions get the better of you during a negotiations. The first thing to grasp is that building a positive rapport is essential for a successful negotiation. Another factor that changes everything is to maintain your professionalism. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to remain calm, respectful, and solution-oriented, even in challenging situations. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. One shift that accelerates progress is to view the negotiation as a collaborative process where you and the employer are working together to find a mutually beneficial agreement. Here's your action step. Practice your negotiation pitch with a friend or family member. Get feedback on your delivery and body language. Practice provides proactive potential. Communicate calmly. Capitalize constantly. Chapter 4. Side hustle validation. Turning ideas into revenue. Sarah had a brilliant idea for an online coaching program. She spent months building a beautiful website, recording high-quality videos, and writing extensive course materials, only to launch to crickets. She had poured time and money into a project without validating if there was actual demand for her offering. Sarah, like too many, skipped the crucial step of testing her idea with a minimum viable product. Many professionals discover that side hustles are a pathway to increased income and career flexibility, but only if the idea resonates with the market. The first thing to grasp is that not every idea is a good idea. Another factor that changes everything is validating demand before investing heavily. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to quickly test and validate their ideas before committing significant time or resources. One shift that accelerates progress is adopting a lean startup mindset. Here's your action step. Create a minimum viable product or MVP outline of your side hustle idea. What's the simplest version of your product or service that you can offer to test the market? Validating ventures verifies viable ventures. Assess affordably. Advance assuredly. With that foundation in place, creating an MVP outline is a solid starting point, and the next vital step is to assess the market size and potential customer base. Many professionals launch side hustles without knowing if there's a large enough market to support their business. Think of the moment when you realized your target market was too niche and limited. The first thing to grasp is that a large and growing market increases your chances of success. Another factor that changes everything is analyzing the competition. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify unmet needs and find ways to differentiate themselves from the competition. One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on finding a niche market where you can become a leading expert. Here's your action step. Conduct a competitive analysis for your side hustle idea. Who are your main competitors? What are their strengths and weaknesses? How can you differentiate yourself? Careful comparison cultivates competitive campaigning. Evaluate efficiently. Excel exceptionally. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Competitive analysis helps refine your approach, and the next critical step is to solicit feedback from potential customers. Many professionals operate in a vacuum, assuming they know what their target market wants, without ever asking them directly. Think of the moment when you launched a product, only to realize it didn't resonate with your target audience because you hadn't validated your assumptions. The first thing to grasp is that customer feedback is invaluable for shaping your product or service. Another factor that changes everything is iterating based on data. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their willingness to listen to their customers and adapt their offerings accordingly. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing feedback as a gift. Here's your action step. Survey 5 potential customers about your side hustle idea. Ask them about their needs, challenges, and what they would be willing to pay for a solution. Critical consultation causes constant calibration. Question quickly. Qualify quietly. Now here's where the real shift begins. Soliciting feedback focuses your improvements, and the next decision point is to determine the optimal pricing for your product or service. Many professionals struggle with pricing, either undervaluing their offering or pricing themselves out of the market. Think of the moment when you struggled to decide how much to charge for your services, unsure of your value in the marketplace. The first thing to grasp is that pricing is a strategic decision that can significantly impact your sales and profitability. Another factor that changes everything is considering value. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to find the sweet spot between profitability and customer appeal. One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on the value you provide to your customers, not just the cost of your product or service. Here's your action step. Research competitor pricing to inform your pricing strategy. See what similar products or services are selling for, and consider how your offering compares in terms of quality, features, and benefits. Perceptive pricing produces persistent purchasing. Appraise appropriately. Acquire abundantly. Moving from theory into practice. Optimal pricing maximizes your profit, and the next step is to continuously improve your offering based on feedback. Many professionals launch their side hustle and then become complacent, failing to adapt to changing customer needs or market trends. Think of the moment when you realized your product was becoming outdated because you hadn't kept up with the latest trends or customer feedback. The first thing to grasp is that continuous improvement is essential for long-term success. Another factor that changes everything is implementing a feedback loop. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to ongoing learning and adaptation. One shift that accelerates progress is to view your side hustle as a constantly evolving experiment. Here's your action step. Establish a plan to gather customer feedback after launch. This might involve sending out surveys, conducting interviews, or monitoring social media for mentions of your product or service. Iterative implementation increases income immediately. Evolve enthusiastically. Earn eternally. Chapter 5. Time Management and Deep Work. Focus for financial gains. David, a talented graphic designer, felt constantly overwhelmed. He was always busy, but never seemed to make real progress on his most important goals. He jumped from task to task, responding to every email and notification, without prioritizing his work or dedicating time to deep, focused work. David, like so many, fell victim to shallow work and lacked a clear system for managing his time effectively. Many professionals discover that effective time management is a cornerstone of financial success. The first thing to grasp is that time is your most valuable and non-renewable resource. Another factor that changes everything is focusing on high-impact activities. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to prioritize their time and energy effectively. One shift that accelerates progress is understanding the difference between being busy and being productive. Here's your action step. Classify your current tasks using the Eisenhower matrix. This matrix categorizes tasks by urgency and importance, helping you identify what to do first, what to schedule, what to delegate, and what to eliminate. Calculated commitment causes constant capability. Organize objectively. Operate optimally. With that foundation in place, using the Eisenhower matrix offers clarity, and the next crucial step is to allocate specific time slots for specific tasks. Many professionals allow their days to be dictated by external demands, rather than proactively scheduling time for their most important work. Think of the moment when you realized you spent the entire day responding to emails and attending meetings, without making progress on your key projects. The first thing to grasp is that proactive scheduling is essential for controlling your time. Another factor that changes everything is minimizing distractions. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to protect their time and focus on deep work, free from interruptions. One shift that accelerates progress is treating your scheduled work time as sacred, just like you would a doctor's appointment or a meeting with a client. Here's your action step. Schedule 2 hours of uninterrupted work time this week. During that time, turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and let others know you are not to be disturbed. Designated dedication delivers desired destination. Schedule steadfastly. Succeed spectacularly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Allocating focused time increases output, and the next action to take is to reduce distractions from social media, email, and notifications. Many professionals are constantly bombarded with notifications and interruptions, making it difficult to focus on deep, meaningful work. Think of the moment when you were trying to concentrate on a task, but your phone kept buzzing with notifications, pulling you away from your work. The first thing to grasp is that distractions are a major productivity killer. Another factor that changes everything is optimizing your work setup. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create a distraction-free environment where they can focus on their most important work. One shift that accelerates progress is becoming ruthlessly protective of your attention. Here's your action step. Turn off all unnecessary notifications for 1 hour daily. During that time, focus on a single task without checking email or social media. Disciplined detachment delivers dazzling dominance. Separate strategically. Succeed significantly. Now here's where the real shift begins. Reducing distractions is only the start, and the next refinement is to cultivate focus and flow to maximize productivity. Many professionals bounce between tasks, never fully immersing themselves in any one activity, leading to fragmented work and reduced output. Think of the moment when you were constantly switching between projects, feeling scattered and unable to make progress on any of them. The first thing to grasp is that task switching is a major drain on productivity. Another factor that changes everything is minimizing task switching. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to enter a state of flow, where they are fully absorbed in their work and able to produce at their peak capacity. One shift that accelerates progress is focusing on one task at a time and avoiding multitasking. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Practice one deep work session for 90 minutes. During that time, focus on a single, challenging task without any interruptions. Concentrated consideration conjures consistent culmination. Immerse intensely, improve immensely. Moving from theory into practice. Cultivating deep focus boosts creative output, and the final step is to group similar tasks to reduce context switching and improve efficiency. Many professionals scatter their efforts throughout the day, jumping from one type of task to another, leading to mental fatigue and wasted time. Think of the moment when you realized you were spending a significant amount of time simply switching gears between different types of work. The first thing to grasp is that context switching has a hidden cost. Another factor that changes everything is improving efficiency. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to streamline their workflow and minimize wasted time and energy. One shift that accelerates progress is batching similar tasks together to create momentum and reduce mental overhead. Here's your action step. Identify tasks you can batch together to save time. For example, you might set aside a specific time each day to respond to all your emails or schedule all your meetings on the same day. Intentional integration increases immediate income. Align astutely. Ascend assuredly. Chapter 6. Market Mapping and Networking. Building your network. Maria, a talented marketing manager, felt stuck in her career. She had years of experience and a strong track record, but she struggled to land interviews for higher-level positions. She realized that she had neglected her network and didn't know the key players in her industry. Maria, like so many, underestimated the power of strategic networking for career advancement. Many professionals discover that a strong network is a powerful asset for achieving financial freedom and career success. The first thing to grasp is that your network is your net worth. Another factor that changes everything is mapping the industry landscape. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify and connect with key influencers and leaders in their field. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing networking as a way to build genuine relationships, not just a transactional exchange of contacts. Here's your action step. List 3 key individuals in your target industry. Who are the influencers, leaders, and decision-makers you should be connecting with? Connected communities construct continuous capital. Research relentlessly. Relate responsively. With that foundation in place, identifying key individuals focuses your networking efforts. And the next vital step is to focus on building genuine relationships. Many professionals approach networking as a transactional activity, simply collecting business cards and asking for favors without offering anything in return. Think of the moment when you felt someone was only interested in your network for their own gain, leaving you feeling used and unappreciated. The first thing to grasp is that genuine relationships are the foundation of effective networking. Another factor that changes everything is offering value and engaging. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to build a strong network based on mutual respect and shared interests. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing networking as an opportunity to learn from others and contribute to their success. Here's your action step. Reach out to one industry professional this week. Offer to help them with a project, share a relevant article, or simply ask them about their work. Generous gestures generate genuine growth. Connect conscientiously. Contribute constantly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Offering value builds relationships, and the next step is to attend industry events to meet new people. Many professionals avoid networking events, feeling awkward or intimidated. Think of the moment when you felt uncomfortable at a networking event, unsure of how to start conversations or make meaningful connections. The first thing to grasp is that networking events are a valuable opportunity to expand your network and learn about industry trends. Another factor that changes everything is preparing an elevator pitch. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to confidently and concisely communicate their value proposition. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing networking events as an opportunity to practice your communication skills and build your confidence. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Attend one networking event in the next month. Prepare a concise and compelling elevator pitch to introduce yourself and your work. Planned participation promotes powerful progress. Engage enthusiastically. Expand exponentially. Now here's where the real shift begins. Attending industry events creates momentum, and the next action is to leverage online platforms to expand your network. Many professionals underutilize online platforms, missing out on valuable opportunities to connect with industry peers and potential clients. Think of the moment when you realized you could use LinkedIn to connect with people you admire in your field, but you haven't taken the time to do it. The first thing to grasp is that online platforms are a powerful tool for building and maintaining your network. Another factor that changes everything is engaging with industry content. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to leverage online platforms to build their brand and connect with a wider audience. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing online networking as an extension of your in-person networking efforts. Here's your action step. Connect with 5 new people on LinkedIn. Look for professionals in your industry or people who share your interests and send them a personalized connection request. Intentional interaction improves income immediately. Connect consistently. Cultivate carefully. Moving from theory into practice. Leveraging online platforms expands reach exponentially, and the final step is to maintain regular contact and provide value to your connections. Many professionals neglect their network after the initial connection, allowing valuable relationships to fade. Think of the moment when you realized you hadn't spoken to a valuable contact in months or years, and you missed an opportunity as a result. The first thing to grasp is that nurturing your network is essential for long-term success. Another factor that changes everything is offering help and support. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to building and maintaining strong, mutually beneficial relationships. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your network as a community you actively contribute to, rather than just a resource you draw from. Here's your action step. Send a helpful article to a connection this week. Share something you think they would find valuable or interesting. Consistent communication cultivates committed communities. Nurture naturally, network necessarily. Chapter 7. Investing in yourself, portfolio, proof, and case studies. John, a talented software developer, struggled to get noticed by top tech companies. He had strong technical skills, but he couldn't effectively communicate his value to potential employers. He didn't have a professional portfolio to showcase his projects or demonstrate his abilities. John, like so many, underestimated the importance of investing in his personal brand to unlock career opportunities. Many professionals discover that investing in themselves is the key to long-term financial freedom and career advancement. The first thing to grasp is that you are your greatest asset. Another factor that changes everything is showcasing your achievements and skills with a professional portfolio. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to effectively communicate their value to the marketplace. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your career as a business and yourself as the product. Here's your action step. Start building your online portfolio website. Choose a platform like WordPress, Squarespace, or Wix, and begin creating a professional website to showcase your skills, experience, and accomplishments. Demonstrable dedication delivers dependable distinction. Showcase steadfastly. Succeed substantially. With that foundation in place, building your portfolio establishes your capabilities, and the next component to assemble is to request testimonials from satisfied clients or employers to build credibility. Many professionals overlook the power of social proof, missing out on opportunities to validate their skills and expertise. Think of the moment when you were unsure whether to hire someone, but positive testimonials swayed your decision. The first thing to grasp is that social proof is a powerful persuader. Another factor that changes everything is using testimonials to build credibility. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to leverage the positive experiences of others to build trust and confidence. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing testimonials as an investment in your long-term success. Here's your action step. Request a testimonial from a past client or employer. Reach out to someone you worked well with and ask them to write a brief statement about their experience working with you. Trustworthy testimonials trigger tremendous triumph. Earnestly elicits, elevate extensively. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Testimonials build confidence, and the next proof point is to document successful projects and quantify the results. Many professionals fail to showcase their problem-solving abilities, missing out on opportunities to demonstrate their value to potential clients or employers. Think of the moment when you were trying to explain the impact of your work, but you struggled to provide concrete evidence of your success. The first thing to grasp is that quantifiable results are more persuasive than vague descriptions. Another factor that changes everything is showcasing your problem-solving abilities. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to demonstrate their impact and quantify the value they bring to the table. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your past projects as case studies that highlight your skills and expertise. Here's your action step. Write a brief case study about a successful project. Describe the problem you solved, the steps you took, and the results you achieved. Deliberate documentation delivers definitive distinction. Quantify quietly, qualify quickly. Now here's where the real shift begins. Documenting results validates your claims, and the next evolution is to continuously improve your skills and knowledge. Many professionals become complacent, failing to invest in ongoing learning and development. Think of the moment when you realized your skills were becoming outdated, and you needed to invest in further training. The first thing to grasp is that continuous learning is essential for staying relevant in today's rapidly changing marketplace. Another factor that changes everything is investing in courses and certifications. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to lifelong learning and their willingness to invest in their own development. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing education as an ongoing investment rather than a one-time expense. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Research a course to enhance a specific skill. Identify a skill that would make you more valuable in your field, and find a course or certification program to help you develop that skill. Intentional investment inspires immense influence. Learn lavishly, leverage lucratively, moving from theory into practice. Ongoing education strengthens your skill set, and the final component is to develop a consistent and authentic brand. Many professionals fail to project their value proposition, missing opportunities to attract clients or employers who resonate with their message. Think of the moment when you felt your personal brand wasn't accurately reflecting your skills and values. The first thing to grasp is that your brand is your reputation. Another factor that changes everything is projecting your value proposition. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to clearly and authentically communicate their value to the world. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your personal brand as an extension of your authentic self. Here's your action step. Update your LinkedIn profile with a clear value proposition. Write a concise and compelling summary that highlights your unique skills, experience, and values. Deliberate distinctiveness delivers dependable demand. Brand boldly, build boundlessly. Chapter 8. Client Acquisition Funnels, Job Search Systems. Sarah, a freelance writer, struggled to attract new clients consistently. She relied on sporadic job postings and word-of-mouth referrals, resulting in unpredictable income. She didn't have a systematized approach to attracting, engaging, and converting leads. Sarah, like so many, underestimated the power of having a well-defined client acquisition funnel, or, for job seekers, a structured job search system. Many professionals discover that a well-defined system is the key to consistent success. The first thing to grasp is that predictability is preferable to randomness. Another factor that changes everything is planning each stage of the process. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to design and implement effective client acquisition funnels or job search systems. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your career or business as a series of repeatable systems. Here's your action step. Map out a simple funnel for your target client or job. What are the steps they take from initial awareness to becoming a client or receiving a job offer? Determined design delivers dependable destiny. Strategize systematically. Succeed sustainably. With that foundation in place, mapping out a funnel creates a pathway, and the next key is to use marketing techniques to attract leads. Many professionals avoid marketing, feeling uncomfortable promoting themselves. Think of the moment when you felt hesitant to promote your services, worried about coming across as pushy or salesy. The first thing to grasp is that marketing is about connecting with your audience and providing value. Another factor that changes everything is focusing on delivering value up front. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to attract qualified leads by providing valuable content and resources. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing marketing as an opportunity to educate and empower your audience. Here's your action step. Create a lead magnet for your target audience. Offer a free ebook, checklist, or video tutorial in exchange for their contact information. Gratuitous generosity generates growing gains. Attract attentively. Ascend assuredly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Attracting leads kickstarts the process, and the next action is to engage with leads and provide valuable content. Many professionals make the mistake of trying to sell their services or applying for jobs too soon, before building trust and rapport. Think of the moment when you were immediately turned off by a sales pitch before you had a chance to learn about the product or service. The first thing to grasp is that building trust takes time and consistent effort. Another factor that changes everything is providing valuable content. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to nurture leads and build relationships by providing valuable information and insights. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your marketing efforts as an opportunity to build long-term relationships, not just make a quick sale. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Create an email sequence to nurture potential clients. Send a series of emails that provide valuable content, share insights, and build trust over time. Evolved engagement ensures enduring elevation. Nurture naturally. Network necessarily. Now here's where the real shift begins. Nurturing leads builds rapport, and the critical next step is to optimize your sales process to convert leads into paying clients. Many professionals struggle to close deals, losing out on opportunities to monetize their skills and expertise. Think of the moment when you fumbled a sales pitch, feeling awkward and unsure of how to ask for the business. The first thing to grasp is that closing the deal is an essential part of the sales process. Another factor that changes everything is focusing on closing the deal. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to confidently and effectively ask for the business. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing sales as an opportunity to help your clients achieve their goals, not just a transaction. Here's your action step. Refine your sales pitch to improve conversions. Practice your pitch, anticipate objections, and develop a clear call to action. Intentional implementation increases immediate income. Commit completely. Convert consistently. Moving from theory into practice. Optimizing the sales process boosts conversion rates, and the final action is to use tools to automate repetitive tasks. Many professionals waste valuable time on manual tasks that could be easily automated. Think of the moment when you realized you were spending hours each week on tasks that could be handled by software. The first thing to grasp is that automation frees up your time to focus on higher value activities. Another factor that changes everything is saving time and improving efficiency. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to leverage technology to streamline their processes and scale their efforts. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing automation as an investment in your long-term productivity and financial freedom. Here's your action step. Automate one aspect of your sales or job search process. Use tools like email marketing software, social media schedulers, or applicant tracking systems to streamline your workflow. Automated actions accelerate assured achievement. Systemize strategically. Scale substantially. With that foundation in place, assessing risk provides clarity, and the next principle is to reduce risk by investing in a variety of assets. Many professionals make the mistake of concentrating their investments in a single asset, making them vulnerable to market fluctuations. Think of the moment when you realized that a significant portion of your net worth was tied to one company's stock, exposing you to unnecessary risk. The first thing to grasp is that diversification is a fundamental principle of risk management. Another factor that changes everything is not putting all your eggs in one basket. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to build a diversified portfolio that mitigates risk and maximizes returns. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing diversification as a safety net that protects you from unforeseen events. Here's your action step. Review your investment portfolio for diversification. Ensure that your investments are spread across different asset classes, sectors, and geographic regions. Diversified decisions deliver dependable defense. Protect proactively. Prosper perpetually. Now here's where the real shift begins. Navigating legal complexities provides protection, and the subsequent step is to understand and utilize all employer benefits. Many professionals fail to take full advantage of their employee benefits, missing out on valuable opportunities to save money and protect their health. Think of the moment when you realized you weren't maximizing your 401k contributions or fully utilizing your healthcare benefits. The first thing to grasp is that employee benefits are part of your overall compensation package. Another factor that changes everything is optimizing healthcare and retirement plans. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to maximize their employee benefits to build wealth and protect their well-being. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your employee benefits as a valuable asset that should be carefully managed. Here's your action step. Review and optimize your employee benefits package. Take advantage of all available benefits, including health insurance, retirement plans, and other perks. Diligent deliberation delivers dependable development. Evaluate earnestly. Evolve elegantly. With that foundation in place, cultivating positivity strengthens your resolve, and the subsequent key is to confront your fears and take calculated risks. Many professionals remain stuck in their comfort zones, avoiding challenges and missing out on opportunities for growth. Think of the moment when you hesitated to pursue a new career path or start a business because of fear of failure. The first thing to grasp is that growth happens outside your comfort zone. Another factor that changes everything is stepping outside your comfort zone. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their willingness to confront their fears and take calculated risks. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing fear as a signal that you're about to grow. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Identify one fear and take a small step to overcome it. What's one thing that feels daunting? And what's one small step you can take toward it today? Defeating doubt delivers defined dominance. Venture valiantly. Vanquish vigilantly. Chapter 11. Scaling up, growing your income streams. John, a freelance software developer, was overwhelmed with client projects and administrative tasks of homes. He was working long hours, feeling burnt out, and struggling to grow his business. He realized that he needed to free up his time by delegating some of his responsibilities. John, like so many, underestimated the power of delegation in scaling up his income and achieving financial freedom. Many professionals discover that scaling up requires leveraging the skills and resources of others. The first thing to grasp is that your time is your most valuable asset. Another factor that changes everything is freeing up your time by delegating tasks. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to hire virtual assistants or freelancers to handle repetitive or time-consuming tasks. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing delegation as an investment in your business and your personal well-being. Here's your action step. Identify one task you can delegate to a virtual assistant. What tasks are taking up too much of your time and preventing you from focusing on higher-value activities? Dedicated delegation delivers dependable development. Leverage liberally. Launch limitlessly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Low fees amplify returns, and a further opportunity is to consider investing in real estate for long-term appreciations. Many professionals overlook real estate as an investment option, missing out on the potential for steady income and long-term capital gains. Think of the moment when you realized that your friends who invested in real estate years ago were now enjoying significant wealth appreciation. The first thing to grasp is that real estate can provide both income and capital appreciation. Another factor that changes everything is researching local markets. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify undervalued properties and leverage them to build wealth. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing real estate as a tangible asset that can provide financial security and passive income. Here's your action step. Research real estate investment options in your area. Explore different types of properties, such as residential, commercial, or rental properties, and analyze their potential for long-term appreciation and cash flow. Earnest exploration elevates eventual elevation. Acquire astutely. Appreciate abundantly. Chapter 9. Risk management, legal, benefits, exit timing. David, a mid-career executive, decided to leave his corporate job and start his own consulting business. He was excited about the potential for higher income and more flexibility, but he hadn't fully considered the risks involved. He hadn't adequately planned for potential income fluctuations, healthcare costs, or legal liabilities. David, like so many, underestimated the importance of proactive risk management when making a significant career change. Many professionals discover that managing risk is essential for long-term financial security and peace of mind. The first thing to grasp is that every decision has an element of risk. Another factor that changes everything is determining how much risk you're willing to take. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to assess and manage risk effectively. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing risk management as a proactive strategy rather than a reactive response. Here's your action step. Complete a risk tolerance questionnaire online, assess your comfort level with potential losses, and align your investment decisions accordingly. Diligent discernment delivers dependable dividends. Assess acutely. Act assuredly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Diversification mitigates volatility, and the next key principle is to understand legal requirements for business and investments. Many professionals overlook the legal aspects of their financial decisions, potentially exposing themselves to unnecessary risks and liabilities. Think of the moment when you realized you were unaware of the tax implications of a particular investment, leading to unexpected financial consequences. The first thing to grasp is that ignorance of the law is no excuse. Another factor that changes everything is consulting with an attorney. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to proactively address legal issues and protect their assets. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing legal compliance as an investment in your long-term financial security. Here's your action step. Research legal implications for your income streams. Consult with an attorney to understand the legal requirements for your business and investments. Judicious judgment justifies justified journeys. Investigate intelligently. Implement impeccably. Moving from theory into practice. Maximizing benefits enhances your security, and the culmination is to establish criteria for exiting a business or investment. Many professionals stay in failing ventures for too long, clinging to sunk costs and missing out on better opportunities. Think of the moment when you realized you should have sold a stock or exited a business partnership sooner, but you hesitated due to emotional attachment or fear of loss. The first thing to grasp is that knowing when to quit is just as important as knowing when to start. Another factor that changes everything is defining your long-term goals. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to make objective decisions based on predefined criteria rather than emotional impulses. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your business or investments as tools to achieve your long-term goals, not as extensions of your identity. Here's your action step. Define conditions that would trigger an exit from a project. Establish clear criteria for success and failure, and commit to making decisions based on those criteria. Defined departure delivers decided destiny. Evaluate effectively. Exit elegantly. Chapter 10. Mindset resets. Cultivating resilience and focus. Maria, a determined entrepreneur, faced constant rejections when trying to secure funding for her startup. The constant negativity and setbacks started to wear her down, making her question her abilities and the viability of her business. She realized she needed to shift her mindset to persevere through the challenges. Maria, like so many, underestimated the power of a positive mindset in overcoming obstacles and achieving success. Many professionals discover that mindset is the foundation upon which everything else is built. The first thing to grasp is that your thoughts shape your reality. Another factor that changes everything is adopting a positive mindset to overcome obstacles. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to reframe setbacks and maintain a resilient attitude. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Here's your action step. Practice positive affirmations daily for 1 week. Start each day by reciting affirmations that reinforce your strengths, capabilities, and goals. Deliberate dedication delivers dependable determination. Believe boldly, build brilliantly. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Confronting fears unlocks opportunities, and the next crucial step is to develop resilience to cope with failures. Many professionals are easily discouraged by setbacks, allowing failures to derail their progress. Think of the moment when you experienced a major setback in your career or business, and it felt like the end of the world. The first thing to grasp is that failure is an inevitable part of the learning process. Another factor that changes everything is learning from mistakes and adapting. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to bounce back from failures and use them as stepping stones to success. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing failures as valuable feedback that helps you refine your approach. Here's your action step. Analyze a recent setback and identify lessons learned. What could you have done differently? And how can you use this experience to improve your future performance? Develop determination delivers dependable distinction. Rebound resolutely. Renew relentlessly. Now here's where the real shift begins. Resilience empowers you to overcome obstacles, and the next pivotal mindset reset is to focus on what you have and appreciate your accomplishments. Many professionals dwell on what they lack, constantly comparing themselves to others and feeling unfulfilled. Think of the moment when you felt envious of someone else's success, overlooking your own achievements and blessings. The first thing to grasp is that gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Another factor that changes everything is cultivating gratitude. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to appreciate what they have and find joy in their journey. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your life as a series of blessings to be cherished rather than problems to be solved. Here's your action step. Write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. This simple practice can transform your mindset and increase your overall happiness. Genuine gratitude generates growing greatness. Appreciate abundantly. Ascend assuredly. Moving from theory into practice. Gratitude unlocks contentment, and the final element for mindset mastery is to visualize your goals and imagine achieving success. Many professionals lack a clear vision for their future, making it difficult to stay motivated and focused. Think of the moment when you felt lost and directionless, unsure of what you wanted to achieve in your career or life. The first thing to grasp is that your mind is a powerful tool for creating your reality. Another factor that changes everything is using visualization techniques. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create a clear and compelling vision for their future, and use visualization to reinforce their goals. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing visualization as a mental rehearsal that prepares you for success. Here's your action step. Visualize achieving your financial goals for 5 minutes daily. Close your eyes, imagine yourself living your dream life, and feel the emotions associated with success. Visionary visualization validates victorious ventures. Dream deliberately. Design decidedly. With that foundation in place, delegating empowers team expansion, and the critical subsequent principle is to automate repetitive tasks to increase efficiency. Many professionals waste countless hours on manual processes that could be easily automated. Think of the moment when you realized you were spending a significant portion of your day on mundane tasks that could be handled by software. The first thing to grasp is that automation frees up your time to focus on strategic activities. Another factor that changes everything is using automation tools. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to leverage technology to streamline their workflows and scale their efforts. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing automation as an investment in your long-term productivity and profitability. Here's your action step. Automate one process in your business or side hustle. Use tools like email marketing software, social media schedulers, or accounting software to streamline your operations. Automatic actions amplify assured advancement. Systemize strategically. Scale substantially. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Automating increases throughput, and the subsequent action is to document your processes and create SOPs. Many professionals rely on tribal knowledge and undocumented processes, leading to inconsistency and inefficiency. Think of the moment when you realized that different team members were performing the same task in different ways, leading to confusion and errors. The first thing to grasp is that documented processes are essential for scalability. Another factor that changes everything is improving consistency and efficiency. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to document their processes and create SOPs that ensure everyone follows the same steps. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing SOPs as a way to codify your expertise and replicate your success. Here's your action step. Create an SOP for a common task in your workflow. Document the steps involved in the task and create a checklist that can be used by anyone performing the task. Deployed documentation delivers dependable duplication. Standardize structurally. Scale seamlessly. Now here's where the real shift begins. Well-defined SOPs standardize operations, and the crucial advancement is to use technology to amplify your efforts. Many professionals limit themselves by sticking to familiar tools and neglecting to explore new technologies. Think of the moment when you heard about a new software or platform that could revolutionize your industry, but you hesitated to try it because it seemed too complicated or unfamiliar. The first thing to grasp is that technology is constantly evolving, and new tools emerge regularly. Another factor that changes everything is exploring new software and platforms. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to embrace new technologies and leverage them to amplify their efforts. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing technology as a force multiplier that can dramatically increase your reach and impact. Here's your action step. Research one new tool that can help scale your income. What are some emerging technologies or platforms that can help you reach a wider audience, automate your marketing, or streamline your operations? Technological tools transform toward tremendous triumph. Innovate intrepidly. Implement ingeniously. Moving from theory into practice. Technology amplifies reach, and the final key element for scaling success is to reinvest your profits back into your business. Many professionals make the mistake of immediately spending their profits, rather than reinvesting them to fuel further growth. Think of the moment when you received a large payment from a client or a successful product launch, and you were tempted to splurge on a luxury item rather than reinvesting it back into your business. The first thing to grasp is that reinvesting profits is essential for long-term growth. Another factor that changes everything is accelerating your growth. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to resist the temptation to spend their profits and instead reinvest them strategically to fuel further expansion. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your business as a long-term investment that requires continuous reinvestment to thrive. Here's your action step. Allocate a percentage of profits for reinvestment in your next project. Determine what percentage of your profits you will reinvest, and create a plan for how you will use those funds to accelerate your growth. Reinvestment recharges rewarding realization. Invest intelligently. Increase infinitely. Chapter 12. Investing for long-term wealth. Sarah, a diligent professional, had diligently saved a significant amount of money over the years. However, she kept it all in a low-yield savings account, missing out on the potential for higher returns through strategic investments. She realized she needed to educate herself about investing and allocate her assets more effectively to achieve her long-term financial goals. Sarah, like so many, underestimated the power of strategic investing in building long-term wealth and securing her financial future. Many professionals discover that strategic investing is essential for building long-term wealth and achieving financial freedom. The first thing to grasp is that inflation erodes the value of your money over time. Another factor that changes everything is allocating your investments across different asset classes. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to reduce risk and maximize returns through strategic asset allocations. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your investments as a long-term strategy rather than a get-rich-quick scheme. Here's your action step. Review and adjust your asset allocation strategy. Ensure that your investments are spread across different asset classes, such as stocks, bonds, and real estate, based on your risk tolerance and time horizon. Diligent diversification delivers dependable dividends. Allocate astutely. Accumulate assuredly. With that foundation in place, diversification provides stability, and the following principle is to invest in index funds for broad market exposure. Many professionals make the mistake of trying to pick individual stocks, often underperforming the market and incurring higher fees. Think of the moment when you realized that your actively managed mutual funds were not delivering the returns you expected, despite the high fees you were paying. The first thing to grasp is that the majority of actively managed funds fail to beat the market over the long term. Another factor that changes everything is minimizing fees. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to invest in low-cost index funds that track the performance of the entire market. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing index funds as a simple and effective way to achieve long-term investment success. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Research low-cost index funds suitable for your portfolio. Look for funds with expense ratios below 0.1% that track major market indexes like the S&P 500 or the total stock market. Judicious judgment justified journeys. Index intelligently. Increase infinitely. Now here's where the real shift begins. Real estate offers asset diversity, and a key principle is to focus on long-term growth and avoid short-term speculation. Many professionals get caught up in the hype of get-rich-quick schemes, often losing significant amounts of money in the process. Think of the moment when you heard about a hot stock tip or a cryptocurrency that was supposedly going to skyrocket, and you were tempted to invest your hard-earned money. The first thing to grasp is that building wealth takes time and patience. Another factor that changes everything is staying disciplined. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to resist the temptation to chase short-term gains and instead focus on long-term growth. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your investments as a marathon, not a sprint. Here's your action step. Create a long-term investment plan and stick to it. Develop a clear strategy for how you will allocate your assets, what types of investments you will make, and how long you will hold them. Defined dedication delivers dependable destiny. Invest intentionally, increase incrementally. Moving from theory into practice. Disciplined investing generates lasting results. And the final element to remember is to regularly review your portfolio and adjust as needed. Many professionals set up their investments and then forget about them, missing out on opportunities to optimize their returns and manage their risk. Think of the moment when you realized that your portfolio was no longer aligned with your goals or risk tolerances due to changes in the market or your personal circumstances. The first thing to grasp is that the market is constantly changing and your portfolio needs to adapt accordingly. Another factor that changes everything is staying informed. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to monitor their investments and make adjustments as needed to stay on track toward their goals. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your portfolio as a dynamic entity that requires ongoing attention and management. Here's your action step. Schedule a quarterly portfolio review. Set aside time each quarter to review your investments, assess your asset allocation, and make any necessary adjustments to ensure that your portfolio remains aligned with your goals and risk tolerance. Regular review revitalizes rewarding results. Monitor mindfully. Maximize meticulously. Chapter 13. Transitioning out. From 9 to 5 to freedom. Mark, a seasoned corporate executive, yearned for more freedom and flexibility in his life. He was tired of the long hours, the demanding boss, and the lack of control over his time. He dreamed of escaping the 9-to-5 grind and pursuing his passions. Mark, like so many, underestimated the importance of a strategic transition plan in achieving financial freedom and escaping the traditional work environment. Many professionals discover that transitioning out of the 9-to-5 requires careful planning and preparation. The first thing to grasp is that financial freedom is not just about having enough money. It's about having enough passive income to cover your expenses. Another factor that changes everything is determining how much passive income you need. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to plan their transition strategically and build multiple income streams to support their desired lifestyle. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your transition as a project that requires clear goals, a detailed timeline, and consistent action. Here's your action step. Calculate your financial freedom number based on your expenses. Determine how much passive income you need each month to cover your essential expenses and maintain your desired lifestyle. Deliberate determination delivers definable dreams. Plan precisely. Proceed powerfully. With that foundation in place, calculating your target number clarifies the goal, and the following principle is to create income streams that generate revenue passively. Many professionals rely solely on their salary from their 9-to-5 job, leaving them vulnerable to job loss or unexpected expenses. Think of the moment when you realized that your financial security was entirely dependent on your employer, and you felt a sense of unease. The first thing to grasp is that passive income is the key to financial freedom. Another factor that changes everything is exploring various options. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to identify and build multiple passive income streams that generate revenue, even when they're not actively working. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing passive income as a way to create financial security and freedom. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Identify one passive income stream you can start building. Consider options such as rental properties, online courses, affiliate marketing, or dividend-paying investments. Daring diversification delivers dependable dividends. Generate generously. Grow gradually. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Passive income builds freedom, and the next step is to develop a plan for leaving your 9-to-5 job. Many professionals dream of escaping their jobs, but never take concrete steps to make it a reality. Think of the moment when you felt trapped in your job, but you didn't know where to start to transition out of. The first thing to grasp is that a well-defined plan is essential for a successful transition. Another factor that changes everything is establishing milestones. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create a clear timeline with specific milestones and deadlines. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your transition plan as a roadmap to your financial freedom. Here's your action step. Create a timeline for transitioning out of your current job. Set realistic milestones for building your passive income streams, paying off debt, and accumulating savings. Determined direction delivers dependable detachment. Strategize structurally. Succeed substantially. Now here's where the real shift begins. Milestones minimize uncertainty, and a critical consideration is to address healthcare and benefits before leaving. Many professionals overlook the importance of healthcare and benefits when planning their transition, leading to unexpected expenses and financial insecurity. Think of the moment when you realized that you were losing your employer-sponsored health insurance, and you didn't know what your options were. The first thing to grasp is that healthcare is a significant expense, and it's essential to have a plan in place before leaving your job. Another factor that changes everything is exploring options. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to research and secure affordable healthcare options before making the leap to self-employment. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing healthcare as an investment in your well-being and financial security. Here's your action step. Research health insurance options for self-employed individuals. Explore options such as the Affordable Care Act marketplace, private health insurance plans, or health savings accounts. Healthful handling hinders hazardous hardship. Insure intelligently, improve independently. Moving from theory into practice. Healthcare handled inspires happier horizons, and the final element is to enjoy the flexibility and freedom of self-employment. Many professionals focus so much on the financial aspects of transitioning out of their jobs that they forget to envision what their ideal lifestyle will look like. Think of the moment when you realize that you could design your own life and create a schedule that aligned with your priorities and values. The first thing to grasp is that self-employment offers unparalleled flexibility and freedom. Another factor that changes everything is designing your ideal lifestyle. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to create a life that is both financially rewarding and personally fulfilling. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing self-employment as an opportunity to create a life that you love. Here's your action step. Plan your ideal day, post your 9-to-5 job. What would you do with your time? How would you structure your day to maximize your happiness and productivity? Deliberate designs deliver desirable destinations. Envision eagerly. Exist excellently. Chapter 14. Conclusion. Taking action, your next steps. Imagine Sarah, after diligently absorbing all the insights from this audiobook, feeling a surge of empowerment. However, the information alone remains dormant without action. She understood that true transformation only occurs when knowledge translates into tangible steps toward financial freedom. The real hurdle was to distill all the learnings into concrete actions that would propel her forward. Many people feel like this, empowered yet unsure how to start. Many professionals discover that the key to achieving financial freedom and escaping the 9-to-5 grind lies in taking consistent action. The first thing to grasp is that knowledge is power only when applied. Another factor that changes everything is recapping the most important takeaways. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to translate knowledge into action and stay committed to their goals. One shift that accelerates progress is focusing on implementing the strategies and techniques outlined in this audiobook. Here's your action step. List 5 key action steps to take from the book. What are the most important strategies and techniques that you can implement immediately to move closer to your financial goals? Determined dedication delivers desirable destinations. Act assertively. Achieve assuredly. With that foundation in place, listing action steps gives needed clarity, and the critical element is to outline specific actions to take in the next 30 days. Many professionals get overwhelmed by the idea of making big changes and never take the first step. Think of the moment when you set a New Year's resolution to improve your finances, but you didn't create a detailed plan, and you quickly lost momentum. The first thing to grasp is that building momentum is essential for long-term success. Another factor that changes everything is building momentum. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to break down their goals into smaller, manageable steps and take consistent action over time. One shift that accelerates progress is focusing on creating a positive feedback loop where small wins lead to increased motivation and further action. Here's your action step. Schedule a call with a financial advisor within the next month. Seek professional guidance to create a personalized financial plan that aligns with your goals and risk tolerance. Deliberate direction delivers desirable dynamics. Start swiftly. Succeed steadily. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Strategic guidance accelerates success. And a further point is to review your progress and make necessary adjustments. Many professionals start strong but then lose focus and fail to track their progress. Think of the moment when you started a new fitness routine, but you didn't track your progress, and you eventually gave up. The first thing to grasp is that consistent monitoring is essential for staying on track. Another factor that changes everything is staying accountable. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to regularly review their progress and make necessary adjustments. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your financial freedom journey as an iterative process where you learn and adapt along the way. Take a moment to notice where this principle already shows up in your own decisions. Here's your action step. Mark on your calendar a review date in 60 days. Set a reminder to review your progress, celebrate your successes, and make any necessary adjustments to your plan. Determined direction delivers dependable detachment. Check consistently. Correct continuously. Now here's where the real shift begins. Continuous correction compels consistent calibration, and a compelling component is to set a significant milestone to achieve within 90 days. Many professionals find it hard to sustain motivation over the long term without a clear sense of progress. Think of the moment when you started a new project, but you didn't set any specific goals, and you eventually lost interest. The first thing to grasp is that celebrating milestones is essential for maintaining motivation. Another factor that changes everything is rewarding your efforts. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to set clear goals, track their progress, and reward themselves for achieving their milestones. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing your financial freedom journey as a series of milestones to be celebrated and enjoyed. Here's your action step. Define a key milestone to achieve in the next 90 days. What specific outcome do you want to achieve? What will you do to celebrate your success? Determined direction delivers desirable destinations. Achieve ardently. Acquire abundantly. Moving from theory into practice. Significant success sustains significant striving, and the ultimate aspect to remember is to emphasize the importance of continuous learning and growth. Many professionals reach a certain level of success and then stop learning, eventually falling behind. Think of the moment when you realized that your skills were becoming outdated, and you needed to invest in further education and training. The first thing to grasp is that the world is constantly changing, and it's essential to stay informed and adaptable. Another factor that changes everything is encouraging perseverance. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their ability to embrace lifelong learning and continuously improve their skills and knowledge. One shift that accelerates progress is viewing learning as an ongoing journey, not a destination. Here's your action step. Subscribe to an investment-related podcast. Make a commitment to listen to at least one episode per week. Dedicated discovery delivers definable destiny. Learn lavishly. Live largely. Introduction. Sarah works tirelessly, year after year, climbing the corporate ladder. She earns a good salary, but after taxes, rent, and the ever-increasing cost of living, she barely saves anything. Each year, despite her best efforts, she feels like she's running faster just to stay in the same place. The fear gnaws at her. Will she ever truly be free from the relentless grind of paycheck to paycheck? Will she ever have the time and resources to pursue her passions? Sarah, like millions, is trapped in a cycle where her income dictates her life, rather than the other way around. She dreams of escape, but the path feels shrouded in uncertainty. Many professionals discover that true freedom extends beyond a salary. Consider a time when you felt restricted by your job, unable to pursue opportunities due to financial constraints. The first thing to grasp is that investing unlocks financial freedom, allowing your money to work for you rather than the other way around. Another factor that changes everything is inflation. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their understanding that consistent investing is the only reliable countermeasure. One shift that accelerates progress is shifting from linear income to a combination of earned and passive income. This shift empowers you to gradually reduce your reliance on traditional employment. Here's your action step. Calculate your current net worth to establish a baseline. Add up your assets and subtract your liabilities. Building wealth starts with knowing where you stand. Invest wisely. Live freely. With that foundation in place, calculating net worth provides a crucial snapshot. And the next essential step is to overcome common investment misconceptions. Many professionals discover that fear and ignorance often prevent them from taking the necessary steps to build wealth through investing. Think of the moment when you shied away from investing because you believed it was too risky, too complicated, or only for the wealthy. The first thing to grasp is that many common beliefs about investing are simply untrue. Another factor that changes everything is understanding that fear and ignorance are the biggest obstacles to successful investing. They can lead to inaction or poor decision-making. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their commitment to educating themselves about investing and overcoming their fears. They understand that knowledge is power, and they are willing to put in the time and effort to learn about different investment strategies and asset classes. One shift that accelerates progress is to challenge your own assumptions about investing. Are you truly informed, or are you operating on outdated information or unfounded fears? Here's your action step. Identify one investment fear and research its validity. Are your concerns well-founded or based on misinformation? Informed action eliminates imposed limitation. Research thoroughly. Invest confidently. Let's build directly on what we uncovered. Overcoming investment fear builds confidence, and the next crucial step is understanding key investment terms. Many professionals discover that they are intimidated by the jargon used in the financial world. They're too nervous to ask and risk feeling foolish, so they simply avoid investing altogether. Think of the moment when you felt lost in a conversation about investing, unable to follow the terminology being used. The first thing to grasp is that investing doesn't require a degree in finance. Another factor that changes everything is that confusing jargon can be a barrier to entry. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their proactive approach to learning the language of investing. They understand that knowledge is power, and they are willing to put in the time and effort to learn the key terms and concepts. One shift that accelerates progress is to focus on understanding the basic investment terms and concepts before diving into more complex strategies. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Here's your action step. Define asset allocation and diversification in your own words. This simple exercise will help you solidify your understanding of these key concepts and build your confidence as an investor. Clear definitions deliver dependable direction. Understand fundamentally, profit substantially. Now here's where the real shift begins. Understanding investment terms builds confidence, and the next essential step is to preview the structure and learning objectives of this audiobook. Many professionals dive into new endeavors without a clear understanding of the path ahead, leading to confusion and discouragement. Think of the moment when you started a new project without a clear plan and felt overwhelmed by the complexity. The first thing to grasp is that having a clear roadmap can significantly increase your chances of success. Another factor that changes everything is that this audiobook is structured to guide you step by step on your journey to financial freedom and career independence. What separates consistent earners from the rest is their preparation and strategic thinking. They understand that planning is essential for success, and they are willing to invest the time and effort to create a clear roadmap. One shift that accelerates progress is to begin with the end in mind. Start with the clear picture of where you are going. Here's your action step. Preview all the chapters. Read all 15 titles to prime your mindset for the ground ahead. The path to prosperity benefits from preemptive planning. Prepare completely. Proceed confidently.